Hi everyone, welcome back to BIMM Radio, episode 4. How are we doing, kids? Are we all okay?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
We all know how I am at the minute. I'm always going to be able to live. But you know what? We move.
Yeah, we move.
I saw that comment.
So we have got a new face who we're going to introduce you to today on our events team. We've got the lovely Ash, who is going to be helping Charlotte with our segment today. And I say, let's just get on with it. So Jessica, who's first on our list, doll?
James, you are first. Go
Right.
for it.
Well, this week I'm going to be talking about Rita Ora attending a birthday party mid-lockdown. So basically, she went to a restaurant in London with, it didn't actually say how many people, but it's reported to be up to 30 people at a,
That's what I
it's
heard.
been described as a small gathering in a restaurant which should have been closed anyway. And they're all drinking, and they got caught by the police. Just put out
They're not even having
apologies
weddings
on
that big. They're not even
Yeah,
having
exactly.
weddings that big.
I just dropped my phone. Yeah, I don't think they've been fined for it yet either.
Not
Which
been
I think it's disgraceful because
I heard that she is going to be fined 100k,
100k.
something like that.
Was it worth it? Do you think that's worth it?
No.
Would you have done it?
100k for a birthday
Yeah,
party.
but she has money, but it's still
It's still
Yeah.
not worth. Yeah, it's still not worth. In my book, it's still not worth 100k. Just have 30 people.
It might be 10k. I might have heard it wrong. It's definitely got 1 and a 0 and a k.
That's still a lot.
Yeah, it's still
Yeah, still a lot. Yeah.
Why do celebrities just think they're above the law?
literally.
If anything,
Because-
it's more stupid for her to do it because if she goes out in public, people will be like, "Oh, look, it's Rita Ora. She's going to this restaurant with 30 people." Whereas if some just other person does it, they're like, "Looks a bit odd, like dodgy that," but it's not. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's
You
more
would
obvious
think.
when it's a big celebrity.
You would think. I think they get away with it more because they are who they are.
Yeah, I think it's more noticeable, but they've got the power to get rid of these charges if they need to.
But these days you can get yourself cancelled. So
I've not seen too much like backlash on any of the
Is
socials or
Rita
anything
Ora
like that.
cancelled?
No, I've not seen much
Cancel her.
backlash.
I might
Well,
see.
Let's start it now.
I thought you were asking us if, like, our opinion is she cancelled? Yes or no?
Yeah, what is she?
I don't like cancel culture anyway. I just think it's stupid.
Yeah.
Why?
She's just
I think the restaurant's stupid for letting her do it.
Yeah, that is weird. Aren't they going to get fined as well? Don't you get fined as well for having people in?
Yeah,
Yeah, they will do. Because I think the current regulation for them was in London, it was takeaway foods only.
But
But
if
having
she
30 people
hired
in the
it,
house.
if-
Yeah.
Was it in lockdown this happened?
I think,
happened a few days ago, I think.
Yeah,
So-
it was in the past week, I know that.
So it was still lockdown because London's only just gone into tier 2 now.
Yeah, London's gone to tier 2 now. Hasn't it?
Yeah.
I think it was last Saturday, wasn't it?
I think so, yeah. The article doesn't actually say. Oh, no, it does say Saturday. Yeah, you're right.
It is a 10k fine.
Still not worth it.
to
You could
someone,
spend 10k on.
Deeply sorry. She said she's deeply
Yeah.
sorry.
My
She's
favourite
still-
thing about Rita Ora was, have you seen the trend that's going, like her meme thing that's going around at the minute where she
Yeah.
put a tweet out, she was like, if this gets 100k, I'll drop a new song. I think it got like 20,000 retweets. And then she was like,
no.
guys, my account got hacked. I'm actually releasing a song.
What a weirdo.
You're so full of it.
I love it when
What a
people
loser.
fail.
she's such a solid, like, C-list celebrity.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's one of them celebrities who gets pulled into most things. Like, if someone said, do you want to go, like, oh, do you want to go on this game show in the jungle? She'd be like, yeah, I'm going on it.
Yeah,
Whereas,
she's
like you say,
someone
it's
that
perfect human celebrity.
she's maybe like the tier above Strictly Come Dancing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking
Strictly
of
don't
Strictly
want
Come
Rita.
Dancing, I need to watch Saturdays.
Hey, knock knock.
Who's
Who's
that?
there?
Europe.
Sorry?
You're a
No, Europe.
Ba-dum-chum.
Yeah.
Okay. track this week is by Sinclair and it's called Some Chances.
Always wankers we work for, making money so we can pay tomorrow, today and yesterday, spent wasting away. What have the children got to aim for? An office job surrounded by dogs who are out for themselves and nobody else. Institutionally brainwashed like monkeys, taught to live in a cage. Your mind isn't free unless you think like me, so just open your mouth and say what you're thinking, what you're feeling, what you're dreaming, what you believe in. Role model, what's a role model? Your dad who grafts it 7 days a week to make money so you can eat. Or the famous on TV with their fake smiles and whitened teeth. Who you choose, we're all out to lose. Institutionally brainwashed like monkeys, taught to live in a cage. Your mind isn't free unless you think like me, so just open your mouth and say what you're thinking, what you're feeling, what you're dreaming, what you believe in. Be a poet, the one who wrote it. Sail a boat and live by the sea. Your mind isn't free unless you think like me, so just open your eyes and see what you're thinking, what you're feeling, what you're dreaming, what you believe in. Yeah, 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 yeah. Institutionally brainwashed like monkeys, taught to live in a cage. Your mind isn't free unless you think like me, so just open your mouth and say what you're thinking, what you're feeling, what you're dreaming, what you believe in.
That is a tune.
Is
I
the
liked
tune.
that. That was. It reminded me of something and I can't work out what it is.
I'd listen to that in 42s.
If
Oh,
you
yeah, 100%.
ever get the chance to go and see them live, do it.
Where are they based?
I'm friends with all of them, and they're all so amazing and very, very good live. So they are definitely worth going and seeing.
Are you all from Manchester?
Yes. Everybody is apart from Billy. Billy's from Wales, but he lives in
Alright.
Manchester now.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, I really like that song. Production's really good, isn't it?
Really good.
Yeah. Legends. Right. Who's next?
I think
Who's
it's
got Jessica?
me.
Is it Ella?
Ella.
Get going, gal, before
Get
we lose
going.
it again.
So
Yeah.
my topic is on my favourite time of the year, which is when the Music by Numbers report is released. Because I like numbers and I like graphs. And this is the 2021, which sums up all of the music industry last year. So it doesn't have the impact of COVID in it. And I've just realised that I put this out in black and white, so I can't see any of the keys for the pie charts. So I don't know what is what. But it's fine. It's fine. So if you're in the music industry, as we all are, it's such a great insight into where the money is being made and how many people are employed in different sectors. And in this edition of it, because it's not representative this year with COVID and how the industry has been going, they've done case studies on some different sectors across the industry, and I found it a really interesting read. So music creators are also among those deeply impacted by COVID-19 and in many cases are self-employed and with little or no safety net. The Musicians Union reports 87% will say that they will face financial hardship as furlough schemes come to an end. So that's 87% with everyone in the Musicians Union, which has got hundreds of thousands of people in it. So music creators' income skews very heavily towards live. In aggregate, over 65% of music creators' income will be lost as a direct consequence of COVID-19. And this could extend to over 80% of those most reliant in live performances. And so this is obviously not just music creators, but also session musicians, producers, and engineers, but also those that are going to be the hardest hit with all of these new lockdown rules. However, I think that recording studios are allowed to be open in all 3 tiers. Don't count me on that, but I'm pretty sure they are. And it's just got some really interesting facts. So the Tin in Coventry is a music venue and rehearsal space. And Coventry is going to be the 2021 City of Culture. It's got a music venue, recording studio, rehearsal space, and it started in 2009. And the COVID-19 pandemic had a profound impact on the organisation's ability to function. The head of the Tin said that distancing guidelines prevented it from opening, and feels that social media campaigns such as Let the Music Play and We Make events were crucial in raising government awareness on the importance of providing financial assistance to the sector. Did you guys go to any of the We Make Music or Let the Music Play marches in Manchester?
I didn't, unfortunately.
I didn't know about it until like on the day. Did you see like how many people showed up to them?
Yeah, it looked amazing.
And another one that I just wanted to briefly mention was Blue Dot. Has anyone been to Blue Dot? I have, and it's sick. It's at Jodrell Bank, which is in Cheshire, so it's not so far from Manchester. And it's like Chemical Brothers, New Orders, Hot Chip, Flaming Lips have played it. It is one of my favourite kind of smaller festivals. Jodrell Bank is a big observatory, so it's got like this massive like satellite.
Excuse my line, you're gonna have to bleep this out now. It's massive. Biggest satellite I've ever seen in my life.
I think it's the biggest in the UK, but it's been a festival for many years. But the COVID-19 pandemic meant that the festival suffered a serious financial hit, was forced to cancel, because pretty much every single festival insurers do not cover COVID. And how big acts are paid for festivals is they get 50% upfront and 50% after they've played, and this can be like hundreds of thousands of pounds. So all of the headliners for all this year's festivals obviously were already being secured, with hundreds and maybe even millions of pounds being paid to them as like the deposit, and these festivals not getting that back, which is one of the reasons that festivals have struggled so much. So with the guidelines on social distancing, Ben Robinson, who's the festival director of Blue Dot, says it'll be very difficult to build audience confidence in events going ahead, making it incredibly challenging to sell tickets to next year's event. Because even though obviously the vaccine is being rolled out next week at the time of recording this, it will already be started to be rolled out by the time this is released.
Is that true?
Yeah, the first vaccines are being rolled out next week to.
Oh my God, I didn't know that. I thought it was going to be Easter.
And care home workers next week.
Wow.
Another challenge is the lack of touring. So you've noticed how pretty much every festival in Europe will have the same kind of group of headliners. Because if you're going to fly a headliner out from America, they might as well do a couple in the UK, a couple in Europe to make the trip worthwhile. Whereas next year, if certain countries are behind certain countries are behind in testing, it's going to make artists traveling from country to country in festival season and also in touring really, really difficult. But yeah, that was very wordy.
That was really interesting.
I would recommend reading this, because I've not done it justice in how beautiful.
I just want festivals and gigs to come back as soon as possible. But it's going to be ages, isn't it?
Do you think we're going to have festivals next summer?
I hope so. I've got DMA's books in Leeds.
Yeah, I've got this gig and it just keeps rescheduling. I'm like, they keep changing it.
I've had a gig rescheduled 3 times now. It was going to be in May, then November, and now it's in June, I think.
Well, I think is it Lathams or Lathams, however you say it? They've got a gig on like before the end of the year in Liverpool.
How?
It's very small numbers and it's quite a big venue.
They've
They went on
also-
sale the other day.
They tier 2 now. A gig ticket is the same as a substantial meal.
What?
So
Gladly substitute a meal to go to a gig.
Yeah, true.
what
I wouldn't.
yeah. So what's been said is now in tier 2, if you want to go, because obviously you can't drink alcohol without a meal in tier 2.
Boo.
So you can go to the gig, but you can't have a pint.
No, so if you buy a ticket for an event, you can go and you can drink at that event without having a meal.
I like what some artists are doing. I think Blossoms are doing. I think Liam Gallagher's doing it. They're showing like recordings of their shows, just on like a live stream on like YouTube or something like that, and all the profits, because you still have to buy tickets for it, and all the profits from that are going to like the road crews and like the engineers and people like this who
That's nice.
have been out of work for ages and they won't be on as higher pay as the actual musicians.
Yeah, that's nice.
So yeah, that's what's been said. Which I don't know if it's because obviously it's still going to be table service and small groups. But then if you think about it, most venues are in like tier 3 places, like big cities like Manchester.
And they'll only do it until the cases go up, and then they'll stop doing it again, and
Yeah.
it'll go back.
Yeah.
It's just going to be like a circle. They'll open it, they'll shut it, they'll open it again.
Have you never mind.
Just got to hope this vaccine can be rolled out quickly and effectively.
Yeah, I don't
That actually
understand it. I don't
But
understand.
it's 2 injections over the course of 3 weeks.
Yeah.
I think in between them 2 injections, you have to either isolate or be very conscious of where you're going and who you're meeting.
Is everyone going to get it?
It's only been rolled out to over 80s, some NHS workers and care home staff at the minute. But
Yeah,
then
there's a list.
I don't feel like I need it.
I'm
But
gonna
if
get
to be
it.
fair, if
Is
we were going to
anyone-
get it, we'd be the last group of people to get it, unless you've got underlying health things.
I'd rather it go to vulnerable and old people.
I'm gonna
anyone-
get
is-
it.
There was also
Is anyone like not going to get it? Is anyone like, I'm not getting that?
I mean, if it's offered to me, sure, I'll have
Yeah.
it. But
I'd rather, like Abby said, I'd rather
I'd rather it go to the
people have it.
people.
I
I'd
think
rather more vulnerable people have it first, though.
Should I do song, Ellen?
Yeah.
So the song that I picked for my segment is "Get Funked" by Low Res Royalty, and I've just listened to it. It's just such a funky, vibey song. I can't fault it. Yeah, let's enjoy it. just think that's a funky little number.
That's sick.
Yeah, it's really nice.
I was
Yeah, I really like that.
First time I was listening to it, I was waiting for words, and I was like, "There's no words," but I didn't mind. If that makes sense.
Yeah,
Love me an instrumental.
I like the artwork as well. Simple yet effective, and the name's good. Get funked. Clever.
Right.
Oh, she's unmuted. Ooh. Yeah, I think it's you next, Charlotte.
Yeah, so we're going to be talking about drug and alcohol abuse in the music industry. I think like everyone knows that it's a thing, which doesn't mean that like obviously nobody should drink alcohol or whatever, but just more awareness and support is needed to like reduce the amount of people that end up going down the path to addiction. So I've got some stats because everybody loves some statistics. But there was a survey that found that 45% of musicians reported problems with alcohol, and a study of autobiographies of rock musicians reported that 62% contained a description of the artist's personal addiction story. And there was another study that I looked at, which was debunking like the 27 Club, which I'm sure you've all heard of. And it showed that famous musicians are actually as likely to die at any age as they are at 27. But it also showed that the risk of death for famous musicians throughout their 20s and 30s was 2 to 3 times higher than the general UK population. And that was most likely due to drug and alcohol abuse. Which obviously like it's a bit depressing, but Ash is going to talk to us about like some celebrities and musicians who've recently gone sober and have like spoken out about what we can do to like help them.
So an example, and like she's been in the media a lot recently for like a lot of different reasons, but is Miley Cyrus. Miley Cyrus has been talking about like it a lot. She referred to the last 3 years of their lives as a cocktail of chaos in her Classic Hearts interview. A year ago, she went sober to clear her head. She relapsed during the pandemic, and at the time of the interview, she was 2 weeks sober. Actually, I don't know if you know if she still is or
not. I'm not 100% sure, but she said that like,
oh no, go on.
Yeah, no, she just said that she relapsed during lockdown. But she talked a lot about like accepting relapse as like recovery. Which
it's not something that she needs to really share, but like I imagine all her fans are like really supportive of it. So she's accepted a relapse and used the phrase "Don't get furious, get curious" to remind herself that relapse is part of recovery and not to get angry at herself, but to ask herself why. She doesn't think everyone needs to be sober and doesn't have a problem with drinking. She has a problem with the decisions she makes while under the influence, as she becomes impulsive. Possible issue as she is such a big platform. Miley went on to say that her personal coping mechanism is to think of the scariest moment of your life. For her, this was her permanent stage performance at Glastonbury, an iconic stage to perform on with a capacity of up to 100,000. She also said, and remember that if you got through that time, you can get through anything. And then also more information on alcohol and substance abuse. See Rock to Recovery. They're a charity that helps struggling musicians by offering things like free therapy. And then also BIMM Student Support would be able to help if anyone's struggling as well.
I know Miley, like she has, I think quite a lot of her songs on a new album, which if you've not listened to a new album yet, I definitely recommend it. It's very good.
To me at some point.
Yeah, it's very good. But I think like a lot of the lyrics and stuff were about like the stuff, because her like she had a house fire like a year ago, and then she got divorced.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, like a load of her like old photos and stuff, because I think she said the interviews. Yeah, the interview is really interesting. It's on YouTube. It's like the Plastic Hearts interview, but she said that like her grandma, I'm pretty sure her grandma passed away, and then the fire happened and she lost a lot of like stuff that was really like important to her, and then she got divorced from, is it Liam Hemsworth?
Yeah, it was Liam Hemsworth.
Yeah, she got divorced from him. Like a lot of her albums about that as well, and like a lot of stuff about her like sexuality and stuff. But I know she talked a lot about like her coping mechanisms and stuff for like relapse in that interview. So it's really interesting.
I think her album's really good, actually. I listened to it the other day. It's good to hear her going back to like a rocky kind of roots, because she's released a lot of different stuff over the years, but her voice is so suited to that kind of genre. It's
Her
so
voice
good.
is amazing.
That kind of album, yeah.
Heart of Glass cover is so good, and when she did The Cure as well, amazing.
I think it's such an important topic to talk about, because if we think about like when musicians are playing their first ever gigs and not getting paid for them, they're getting paid in beer, they're getting paid in riders, and it's such a norm for a 4-piece band to then get 24 crate, and it's like, there you go, that's your payment. And yeah, like the amount of free beer you get at gigs and festivals, and how so many festival stages are sponsored by alcohol, like how This Feeling had Jack Daniels and then it was Red Stripe and all of this. It's so prevalent, and it's really difficult to be a musician and not want to drink or have a substance abuse problem when you're so surrounded by such a heavy drinking culture. Because I can't remember the last time I went to a gig when I didn't have a pint. Like,
I feel like
being 16.
musicians feel like it takes the edge off a little bit as well, but then there's taking the edge off, but then there's addiction and going too far. Yeah. And that's really sad.
The reason she's talking about coping mechanisms as well is because when you're addicted to things, like your coping mechanisms are exactly what you have to change. Because when you're addicted to something, it is your coping mechanism. It's what you turn to every time you feel any emotion ever. So that's why when you're planning to be sober or you're planning to make changes in your life, the first thing you have to do is change your coping mechanism and find something else that works in the same way. So that's why as well that musicians, because we're sensitive people, 9 times out of 10 we're like the most sensitive people, and we wear our hearts on our sleeves, and it's hard to be that open about your own feelings and write songs about your own feelings and then deal with it all, and not turn to things that are going to stop you from thinking about that, if that makes sense.
I think as well, like if your coping mechanism, it like for a lot of musicians, their coping mechanism is music and is playing gigs and stuff, and then if there also is like a bit of an alcohol problem and your coping mechanism is music, but then you're going to gigs and you're being paid in drink, or the drinking culture's still there, like it's hard to escape like and separate those two things and still have music as your like way to cope.
I remember last year going to a masterclass with an engineer called Ethan Johns. He's worked like Paul McCartney, people like that. And he's the son of Glenn Johns, who was the engineer for Led Zeppelin. And he was told stories. Yeah, he was told stories of like how he shouldn't really drink or anything like this, because obviously John Bonham died of alcohol overdose. He choked on vomit in his sleep after heavily drinking. And obviously that his dad at the time, who engineered that, passed it on to his son, Ethan, who came into this massacre and told us all these stories, what he'd seen like alcohol did to musicians. And like he's never touched it in his life. After hearing some of the stories he told us was like horrible. And like he weren't allowed to tell us half of them, but he did anyway. And just some of the stories are horrible.
Yeah, so we chose Where Did You Go by Mad Haven, and it just stuck out to me in the playlist. I like the like alternative rock style. Nope.
You might have thought
that a lot.
I really like that.
Nice change of pace.
Lovely vibes.
Right. Last but not least, Miss Abby.
Woohoo! So, hi guys. Today I'm gonna be talking about the most streamed songs of 2020 because they usually come out near the end of the year and they've just been released, and I think it'll be really fun to talk about. And also our Spotify Wrapped, I think is it called that? We can talk about that because I just looked at it today and I like to talk about it. So Drake was the most popular artist in the UK, and he took that spot from Ed Sheeran last year, which, I mean, Drake is big, but I didn't think he would be like the top person.
Yeah, I didn't expect that at all.
No,
Has he released any songs this year?
A lot of things I'm going to be saying, I really did not expect a lot of this. But this one I did expect. Blinding Lights by The Weeknd was the most played song in the UK. And the most popular album in the UK was Lewis Capaldi's Divinely Uninspired to a Hellish Extent. That was the top album in the UK, which I get that because, I mean, I personally don't listen to him, but his songs are very popular, so it made sense. Bad Bunny, who I've never heard of, is the
Bad Bunny?
No.
He's like a Spanish sort of like.
He's Puerto Rican.
Or is he a rapper? Am I thinking of the right person? Oh no, I'm thinking of J Balvin. Ignore me, I'm not the wrong person.
He was also on the list of the top in the world.
J Balvin.
I'm shook.
Like number 3 or something, number 4.
I'm shook.
But Bad Bunny was the biggest artist globally with 8.3 billion streams. I don't know how he can be that big and me not know who.
That's like one per person.
Yeah.
In the entire world.
I also read that he's not really that known in the UK, but in the rest of the world, like he's like so big. I think it's because I think he sings in Spanish or something. I think that's the reason. I don't know why that's the reason, but I think he's a lot bigger in other countries.
Well, there's a lot of Spanish-speaking countries, so that's probably the reason.
Yeah, exactly. So his album, I don't know how to pronounce this. It's YHLQMDLG, notched up to.
Well, I don't know how to spell, so that's no good, is it?
I think. I don't even know if that has a pronunciation. I think I'll just say it as the letters, to be honest.
I'll put it on the screen.
I'll put it on the screen. It notched up to 3.3 billion streams, followed by The Weeknd's After Hours album in second place. And in third place is Post Malone's Hollywood's Bleeding, which makes sense to me. Harry Styles' Fine Line is in fourth. And Dua Lipa, Future Nostalgia, is in fifth. I thought it should be a lot bigger than that, I'm not going to lie, because I love that album.
That album is a bop.
It's great.
I'm shook Harry's so low as well.
Yeah, I know. Who on earth is Bad Bunny? I'm sorry for any Bad Bunny fans out there. But why?
I'm going to Google it right now.
Why is he so big?
I'm going to Google them.
Yeah, search him. So Spotify also announced that the most popular genre of music in 2020 was happier, up-tempo music during the pandemic. So Spotify Wrapped, guys.
Well, I was
same as every year.
I thought it was like moody, want to die, want to leave my house music.
No, up-tempo.
I'm gonna write a song about how much I want to leave my house, and it's gonna be
moody and I want to die. I want to leave my house tonight.
I want to be on this list next year, like Bad Bunny.
I'll
beat him.
He's a rapper. That's all I really found, to be honest.
Yeah, I can't say I've listened to his music, but
I don't know what I expected, but that's what I found.
So Spotify Wrapped, guys. Mine's the same as every year, I'm not gonna lie, I listen to the same 3 songs on repeat. Literally, my top genres were hip hop, modern rock, pop, neo psychedelic, and indie soul, which is the same for me every year.
Hi. Sorry. Hi. That Bad Bunny speech done, you know, that Cardi B song. I like jealous, I like damage, I like stunning, I like shining, I like it like that. He's featured on that.
Oh.
I think my version's better.
Cardi B make him famous.
That I'm just looking through now. There's that.
I've gone dark, because I'm looking at mine. Hang on.
Where's my Wrapped? What
My
was everyone's?
favourite.
Has everyone got their wrapped up?
I love
It's
to
a
hear
funny
about it.
looking thing, isn't it? Look. It looks like he's got them 3D glasses on when you go to the cinema and you pop the lenses out as a kid.
I used to wear them in 2012.
Yeah, there's definitely a Facebook profile picture of me with them on. Can we do top song and top artist then? Should we do that
Yeah.
for everyone? Okay,
So
Erica, you're
my
first
top
on my
song-
screen. Oh, okay. Abby, you go first.
Sorry. So my top song was Sweet by Brockhampton. It was not even... I know I like the song, but I didn't think it was my top song. And my top artist is King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard, which I'm not surprised because they're my favourite band in the world and I listen to them religiously. So who's
And
next?
then, what's your actual favourite song at the moment?
My actual favourite song at the
Yeah.
moment. Let me look on my new playlist. I'm really liking. I'm absolutely loving Michael Kiwanuka at the moment, and he won the Mercury Prize this year.
Oh, yes.
But I really liked him. But I think recently I'm just loving the vibes from him. He's amazing. He's playing at the Apollo next year, and I'm desperate to get a ticket, but it's sold out.
He's so good. Have you listened to his song and Karen O's song? It's called Yo My Saint. It's a really good song. It's so beautiful.
Send it me. I'd love to listen.
Oh well, it's such a beautiful song. Erica, what's your top song and top artist on Spotify?
Well, I don't have Spotify, but you can Apple Music do their own version.
Yeah, go for it.
Oh, go on then.
Are you ready for some Bob Basic pop? Where's James gone? James has found out that I'm doing pretty much.
He just said he's froze. He's going to rejoin.
No, not listening to him.
Wait.
Hang on, let me pull it up because I can't remember. I did do it in work. Oh, why do I need to do it again?
Here we go.
Drum roll, please, kids.
I'm about to get sound effect.
Right. So, what? Who do you want to know?
Your top song.
Top artist.
So my top song is obviously going to be an Ariana Grande song. I'm obsessed with her live album from Thank You Next Door.
Mm-hmm.
Honest to God,
A bit of Ariana Grande.
But if you know the song,
Gone again.
Her song "Breathing" is one that I relate to a lot, and her live version of that just makes me very happy.
It's a really good song.
Yeah. So, and she's obviously my top artist listened to alongside Beyonce, Dua Lipa, Sasha Keeble. If you've not listened to Sasha Keeble, get to know her. Her EP is insane. And Tate McRae. And then obviously my actual top album is the Ariana Grande live album, Okay Bye For Now. So it's just one of them ones that I can just stick on in the background whilst I'm working.
I really like Ariana Grande at the moment.
I don't know. I mean, to be fair, I did listen to it a lot. Was Thundercat's new album.
Oh, I love Thundercat.
And Frank Moody, Dream in Colour, his album. That is sick.
Yeah. I really like Thundercat. Don't like his new album though. Sounds the same as the last one. I think it sounds the same as the last one, and the last one's better, in my opinion. I do really like Thundercat though. But I just think his last one was better, and it's a bit the same. So that's my personal opinion. But also, I really like Ariana Grande at the moment. I've been listening to her most out of anyone at the moment. I really like her.
So happy.
It's really good, but it's also made me listen to all of her other albums. So that's really nice. It's very good.
What's your favourite? What's your top song and top artist?
My top song is Millionaire by Khalees and Andre 3000. If you haven't listened to that song, it is a bop, and that album's a bop as well. Khalees is who sings My Milkshake Brings All the Boys to the Yard. Yeah, bop.
I was going to say
album
cancelled.
Yeah, that whole album that's got Milkshake on it is such a good album. And Andre 3000 is from Outkast, who sing Hey.
I love him.
They have
so
hot.
Better songs than Hey Ya. They have way
They
better.
do have way better songs than Hey Ya, but this one most people know. That's a really good song. My top artist is he's always my top artist is Kanye West. Every year is my top artist because Life of Pablo is one of my favorite albums and always will be. Life of Pablo is one of my favorites. Such a banger. Next. Thank you. Next.
Ella.
My top song was Dinner Jacket by Gaffer Tape Sandy, which is
That is.
All of Ella's ones, right? She put them on Instagram. All of the songs, all of the people, no idea who any of them are. Never heard of any of them. I thought that was quite impressive.
So yeah, my top song is Dinner Jacket by Gaffer Tape Sandy. My top listened artist is Chinatown Slalom. Another absolutely sick band. And then I can't remember what album have I listened to most this year. It's gotta be Vertigo by Groove Armada. I think that's
I love Groove Armada.
Groove Armada is so good. They were at Boomtown 2 years ago as well.
Oh, jealous.
That's probably gonna be my most listened to album of the year. But yeah, that or Who Wants to Be a Millionaire by Chinatown Slalom, because they've had 3 of their songs were in my top.
I know the album.
And Everybody Wants to Rule the World by Tears for Fears, which is my favourite song of all time ever.
Lovely song.
Was also up there. But yeah, I love Spotify Wrapped. It's like a treat.
It's nice, isn't it? And the video this year that they did was good.
Oh, I loved it. They stepped up their game. James, what's yours?
So my top song is Silver by DMAs. My top artist is the Beatles, which is pretty unsurprising, seeing as that's all I listen to, really. Yeah. I don't know what else to say.
I thought it'd be Led Zeppelin, to be honest, James.
Zeppelin are 5th.
Fifth?
So my top.
When I was in the studio with you on Saturday, you had Led Zeppelin on before we started.
Yeah, so my top 5 is the Beatles, DMAs, Foo Fighters, Arctic Monkeys, and Zeppelin. But Foo Fighters are only in there because I know all the songs on guitar, so I just play them.
I'm desperate to see them live.
Yeah, I really want to see them live. They're bringing out a new album in February, I think. February 14th. Yeah. Because they brought out a new song 2 weeks ago. It's not the greatest, but
I've not heard it. I didn't even know.
I think it's called Shame.
Is
it's all right, but it's
even worth it?
No. It's all right. But yeah, that's my top 2.
Charlotte and Ash.
It's really weird.
My top artist is Lady Gaga, and then my number 1 song is Breeze Blocks by Alt J, and I feel like
I love that song.
Oh, that is a bop. That is.
I just get drunk, listen to Lady Gaga, and then get a bit sad and go and listen to Alt J. So that's.
I'm with you on that. Absolutely with you on
that. So.
See, mine is Mac Miller, and I love Mac Miller, but I only listen to him when I'm sad. So I think I've had a really rough
year. You sound a lot then, hun.
My top song is something that I always cry to as well. So I'm like, how have I had my top 100 songs?
I'm gonna give you a hook now.
My top 100 songs is my sad playlist. Every top 100 song is in my sad playlist. So essentially, not been a good year apparently.
Charlotte, you need to start keeping an eye on her. You start keeping an eye on our Ashley, all right?
Playing my happy song.
I put on Twitter before, I was like, if anyone in my flat hears me listening to Lord, I'm not okay.
So I'll just come to the door and I can just hear the sound on our now. Here we go.
Disclaimer.
Here we go. We've got Lord on, everyone lock their doors. Is anyone shocked by anyone else's top artist? Because I'm shocked by Abby's and Charlotte.
Why are you shocked by mine?
I'm shocked at your top genre of hip hop. I'm shocked that you like hip hop.
I do love hip hop.
Didn't expect that.
So I was listening to his music.
Yeah.
When I looked at mine, it said I'd
Freddie Gibbs, stuff like that. Love.
When I looked at mine, it said I discovered 370 new genres. I
I know,
can't,
that's
I can't even
crazy.
name 370 genres.
I know. Exactly. I
And
thought
I've listened to like 2,000 new artists or something like that. It's crazy.
Yeah. Weird. There must be so many genres in the world for you to accidentally stumble on 200 and something genres. There must be so many.
500. I think Reese discovered 500 genres, and I'm like,
That's mental.
On the Apple Music one, it doesn't say like how many genres you've discovered, but it tells you how many artists that you've listened to over the year. And mine is 685 different artists.
whoa.
Mine was
Mad.
mine was around 1,000.
Mine was
That's
2,000.
mad.
I just listen to the same people all the time.
I don't remember what
I-
mine was.
I like it when it says at the beginning, it's like keeping track of all 322 hours of music you have listened to, and I'm like, fucking hell, I have no life.
I've listened to 45 days.
Wait,
mate
did
of
you
mine
say
listened to
how many hours? How many hours, Erica?
322.
Is that it? Mine was like 40,000. Mine was
wasn't that much
40,000. I was like, that's quite low this year because last year it was like 70,000 hours. And I was like,
Spotify does it
Oh.
in minutes.
oh yeah, minutes. That's why I'm getting confused.
I think
Same thing.
mine last year was over 100,000 minutes, which is about 100 days. But then this
crazy.
year, because I'm not commuting and because when I'm at home, I don't listen to Spotify, I listen to records. Mine was only like 15,000 minutes or something.
Mine's usually over 100,000, but I think it was 64,000 this year. But that's because I listen to, I watch live shows now, so I watch like a 3-hour live set on YouTube rather than actually listen to the album. Because I just prefer, like, there's so much more energy beyond like a live set. Like Foo Fighters at Glastonbury is just class, but if you listen to the albums, the energy is just not there. Like, it's still there, but it's not the same.
I know what you mean.
Oh, I miss live music.
Same.
I think that's the only thing I'm asked about, really. The only thing that I'm really like, ugh. I keep watching YouTube videos of festivals that I've been to, and I'm like, want to be back or at something else.
Should we
Don't
do
laugh
that
at me.
song? Because
Yeah.
I fall asleep.
Sorry, just yawned. So my song is I Want It All by Pistol. I chose this because it's a bit dancey and I miss the club, so that's why I've gone with it.
end of BIMM Radio, guys. So this is our final episode before Christmas. So we will be back in the new year with plenty of shows, plenty of live streams. So if you're releasing music over Christmas, please email bimradiomanchester@bimstudents.com so we can play you on our show. And possibly if we do more live stream performances, we would love to see you guys come and perform with us. So all we have left to say now is Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas!
Merry Christmas.
Merry Chrysler.
Merry Christmas.
And a Happy New Year.